I'm Shane.
I'm Bo.
We are your Kentucky Fried Critics.
Welcome back.
This week for a very special episode.
It was perfect because it's so 90s. This week on a very special Kentucky Fried Critics.
This is episode 37, just so that way we can get back to that. I didn't say it last week. I had not forgotten. I just forgot to say it.
It was in the video. I saw it.
Well, no. I mean, like, I forgot to say it.
Oh.
I'd been on a roll of making sure to be like, I remember this one and say it when we start. It doesn't matter. No one else. This is more of a my OCD thing than it is anybody cares that I can remember what episode it is. But yeah, this is episode 37. This is a very fun episode. This is gonna be an interesting episode. It's gonna be fun.
Format change.
So yeah, before we get into exactly what we got going on, let's just go ahead and address that. Yeah. So normally we do a movie.
Yeah.
But we did technically promise from the beginning
that we weren't just a movie channel.
That this was all
pop media.
We early on tried to stick to that.
Yeah.
We did do some video game. We've done two.
But
both of those within the first year.
Those were fun. Especially the one that was just like, out of nowhere. We're just like, yeah, we're just going to do this one.
The Sega.
The Sega one.
Because we were going to do the Sonic movie. And then we...
It's like, fuck it. We're just going to talk about Sega.
Because we were Sonic'd up. But yeah, this is one of those...
It's the best Sega game. It really is.
This is our first time finally making good on a promise to do a TV show.
Finally.
Right? We've always said we want to.
We just never knew how to do it.
And technically still don't know how to do it because we came in with an idea of what we were going to do and we're not doing that.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
We got together before we started recording today and we said, fuck that. That's going to be weird.
Yeah,
and it might work for other shows. It could still work for other shows, like hand-picking an episode or two.
Maybe like
and
the more longer, the ones that are like 45 minutes, hour long.
But something like this,
not really.
Especially something like this. So before we even get,
it would be borderline asinine.
Well, before we even
do it the old way here
for this one, yeah. So before we go any further about why that would be weird, let's just go ahead and talk about what we got and why we got there. So, Bo, go ahead. The beer. Do you remember what this is?
It is Absolem from our very own hometown brewing, Sawstone Brewing Company. Everyone should come down and try it.
It's a hazy IPA.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I just like that it has the caterpillar on the picture.
Well, yeah, and I had to tell you, and like everybody else, and I didn't know this either, that is the name. If you Google...
Because who read the book?
Right?
We all just watched the Disney cartoon, this show and the Disney cartoon.
And they all just either say Caterpillar or Mr. Caterpillar. Nobody throws around the Absolem of it all, right? Nobody. Yeah, like I had to Google
cool name,
it.
Though.
It is. I Googled it and was like, oh, it is.
Oh, shit.
It is that Caterpillar.
So somebody at Sawstone is way smarter than we are.
Or just at least actually read
or actually read the book.
I mean...
That's fair, I guess.
I've read a lot of books. That's just not one.
Yeah, that wasn't one of them.
But yeah, so we are doing this for... Normally I would tell you guys about show, but this was all Bo. This was 100% Bo. I came to Bo with a couple of ideas. I was like, okay, well, if we're going to do it, it's Absolem. It's the caterpillar from Alice in Wonderland, so we can do Alice in Wonderland. I was like, we could do the Johnny Depp one.
Yeah, which is good. I like that
or
one.
its sequel. That's even...
Oh, yeah, that one was good, too. The Mad Hatter
and
movie.
So
that was really good.
And he was just like, maybe. What else are we working with? And then he started to say the Disney cartoon, and I instantly vetoed that. I mean, in all fairness, I vetoed that one. We have done The Land Before Time, but I feel like that era of cartoon is maybe too kiddie for us.
Maybe.
Right? Alice in Wonderland, like that's...
You say that.
I do say that, and I stand by that.
And what we're about to get to, he still says this.
Well, this is what you... Dude, this is why I wanted to preface all of this, because the excitement you got when it clicked in your head that this was a possibility. Like, I vetoed Alice in Wonderland, the cartoon, and then you just go... what about that show? And I knew what you were gonna say before. You didn't say anything else.
All I could remember was like, the one where she goes through the fucking mirror.
You said it, and I just go with the white rabbit and the rollerblades. And
yes.
You're like, yes. And I was like, God damn it! But the excitement level you had, I knew there was no telling.
I'm sorry,
you.
5-year-old me took over, and he was like, "No, you remember that."
And so after many episode and talking about the possibility of doing a TV show and our favorite shows and the fact that we're Star Trek fans and sci-fi fans,
Stargate,
and this, that,
and all this
the other,
shit.
Our first TV show we're going to be doing for you guys is Adventures in Wonderland, the hit question mark 1992.
I mean, I liked it
to 94. I watched a lot of it. I'm not trying.
My sister loved it.
I'm not questioning the era of it all. I watched it then. I was there. I was right there with you. I get it. But I'm just saying, like, watching it today. There are plenty of shows from that era that I would still watch today and not have a problem.
Not have an issue.
This one was, it felt weird. It felt weird coming back to it. And, like, again, it's educational.
Yeah. Kind of like
so
word of the day kind of shit.
Yeah, it lives in a separate...
They give you a lesson at the end.
Yeah, it lives in a slightly separate world than just like a cartoon of the era. But I mean, it is still entertainment. It was edutainment, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Edutainment. Man, this was wild. It was so again, we came into this with the idea we would do what we normally do.
Yeah, we're gonna go through 2 episodes,
and we'll start with, and we'll still do our normal, a little bit about who's in it and some stuff. Shit. But we plan to do that, and then 2 episodes worth. And again, now Bo's reasoning for doing the 2 episodes was great. He was like, because one's the pilot, and the pilot always changes a little bit by the time you get to the second episode. And for any other show that has a pilot
and a actual follow-up episode,
that would be great.
Yeah.
This was like wheels on the ground, right?
We're going. No explanation. She has a magic mirror. Just go with it.
And so, like, between like actually watching it and seeing that, the fact that we'd lose that little bit of a kind of comparison we thought we'd have.
I was expecting the first episode is just like, something. I mean, it's a 90s kid show. I expected something super contrived and stupid. Like, magic. I found a magic rock. I'm going to throw it at my mirror. Oh, no, it went through it.
Well, and again, we can save some more of that for after we do our beginning rundown. But yeah, between the fact that it wasn't what we thought it was going to be, and then like the way these episodes actually flow, it would have been wild trying to talk about this in any kind of like order. Again, you guys know we just came off of doing A League of Their Own, and we definitely got lost in the flashbacky montages of baseball, and definitely forgot to talk about some things. Now imagine it if it's like an acid dream and there's almost no flow from scene to scene. You just kind of naturally end up in different...
There's the vaguest hint of a plot
in
the beginning.
Somebody might walk off camera, and that's your cue to know that they're going to walk into one of the other sets. That's it. There's no like announcement sometimes. They just kind of go.
There we go. On to the next one. It's... People walk in on set, say one thing, and it's just like, that reminds me of a song.
It definitely reminds me that we were the ADD generation.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Right?
We needed that. It's got to change constantly.
Seeing this made me realize, like, were we or did they make us?
It was their fault. It was all programmed by the TV networks. They made us what we are.
Because this
rise up, rebel.
It was a wild time watching these couple of episodes. Before we get to anything else, real quick, because we'll get lost in this. Let's just let me do this real brief run. Most of these people, nobody's going to know from anywhere, so it's not like this is going to take long. But we will start with, obviously, if we're in Alice, we have to talk about Alice. Our Alice is Elizabeth Harnois. It's French. Yeah, it's Nois. Nois. So it's
Nardnoir.
You definitely don't pronounce the S. You know what I'm saying? Like, or I don't think you would.
I have no idea. I took Spanish.
She is an actress that is not... I mean, she's been in more than everybody else. Leaps
Good for her.
Bounds.
I would hate for this to be her only credit.
Most of the things are things I've not seen. With And I don't. That's not even anything against her because one of them is CSI. It's just that she joined the cast after I had already checked. Like I was a big CSI person for a lot of years, and she didn't join until like 2011, which is like a decade in or something. Like I'd checked out by that point. It was no longer our guy William Peterson as Grissom. It was Lawrence Fishburne,
which is a big get.
But I was like, man, it's not Grissom. I don't want it. I'm done.
Team Grissom.
Yeah. Well, they brought Ted Danson in at one point for that role. That the guy who's in charge character too. I still didn't watch that either. I love Ted Danson.
That would have been fun.
Maybe
I might have to go check that out.
But so yeah, she was on it just way after I stopped. So I mean, so all credit due. It was a good show, and many people might even know her from that show. I just don't know her from
Lawrence
that show.
Fishburne comes up to her and just be like, I loved you in Adventures in Wonderland.
I would love that if that
would have been fucking great.
It's great.
You were fantastic.
She was also, though, when I was doing the research, in one thing that all of us millennials definitely know, even if we just didn't realize it was the same person, because it was also a Disney Channel affair. My Date with the President's Daughter.
Nice.
She was the
president. I like that movie.
She was the president's daughter.
She's the reason for the movie.
Her and Will Friedle,
What a name. Friedle?
Yeah, it's the older brother from Boy Meets World.
Oh, is that how you pronounce his last name?
I think.
Dude, I was being nice to him. I was putting some Italian. I was like Friedel.
I don't think so. It's because it's L-E. It's IEDLE.
Oh.
So I think it's
Fredele.
I think there would have to be an E-L-E in that situation.
Like apostrophe on there.
Well, and an E before the L. We need to stop.
It's America. We can pronounce shit however we want.
The only reason I even bring up that he was the co-star in that is because apparently she was also in an episode of Boy Meets World. I didn't do the research to tell you.
You didn't go look up the exact episode,
but I know she was in one. I know. If you want to know the exact episode, go check out their podcast. That Boy Meets World.
They have a podcast.
Yeah, dude. It's Will Friedle, Ryder Strong, and Danielle Fishel.
Oh, hell.
How do you think I knew that piece of information about her and WrestleMania?
Oh yeah, the Danhausen thing.
Yeah, it was because of
very good, very nice, very evil.
It was from their but yeah, they've got a rewatch podcast, so they're rewatching the show.
Oh, that's cool.
She was a guest on the show, so that's what I was saying.
Fucking Garrett Wong and
what's
his name? Tom Paris.
Yeah,
they have one.
It's a genre
Voyager
right now in podcasts. Is like people from a show rewatching the show together. Alice being one of the only real like stars, right? Like outside of her, there is one person in the cast that again everybody would know, and I struggled. I watched, and I kept seeing him and being like, I know this guy. I fucking know I know this guy. Tweedle. Well, it's one of the Tweedles. I did
Tweedledee or Tweedledum.
I'm not good at knowing which one was which because I'm a horrible human being, I guess. I don't know. But one of the two is Marvin.
It's Marvin.
Marvin
Berry. Your cousin. Listen to this.
But yeah, I'm telling you, I kept looking at it being like, I know this guy.
He's been on the show before.
I know this guy. Well, and we talked about him at length. Because again, we both love that joke. The Marvin Berry part.
So, welcome back to the show.
I got Harry Waters Jr.
Harry Waters Jr. It's a nice name.
But yeah, Tweedledee. It is Tweedledee. I did put it in my notes. I'm proud of myself right now.
Oh, nice. He's not the dumb one. Sweet.
But yeah, Tweedledee and Tweedledum. Outside of those two, you probably wouldn't know
any of these people.
Well, so
not even the Queen. Was she in anything?
No. So here's the deal, and I think now is a great time for us to pause to address this, right? So if it sounds like me and Bo know a lot about this compared to some of the movies we've got, it's because I'm a huge fan of a YouTube channel who had done. He does history deep dive.
Yeah.
Defunct Land. I'm going to give a
shout out to him. Go watch
Not
Defunct
that he needs
Land.
it. His channel is huge, but just so that way, if you are listening and you want to
he-
know why it seems like we're so educated on
Right.
this, it's because we did do a little bit more research, but it was somebody else's research.
Yeah, so special thanks to Defunct Land and helping us with our episode.
But yeah,
Because otherwise we wouldn't have had a lot to talk about.
And so, Bo throwing out that question wasn't entirely random. He knows as well as I do. Technically, this show was made to be a vehicle for the Queen of Hearts. But that being said, I don't.
So it
wasn't
work?
a person I know. Well, I mean, it was a vehicle as in she was supposed to be already people knew, and I didn't know her beforehand. I don't know her now.
No.
So I don't know if that necessarily.
She's really good though.
No, she's great. Her singing is great, and that's why she's really here. It was a vehicle for her to be singing. Armelia McQueen, that's our Red Queen. That's the Queen of Hearts. And then we had, like we said, Harry Waters Jr. as Tweedledee, Tweedledum, Robert Barry Fleming, not almost anything. The voice of the Cheshire Cat, Richard Coolman. No. Now
Could have got Jim Cummings. Was he busy?
I don't know. Now the other three that I'm gonna mention they're not super famous, but these are people who've been in and do other things still in Hollywood, so they are at least like higher up. On so Wesley Mann, who was the caterpillar, our Absolem. The reason we made this connection,
everybody's favorite hookah smoking.
Yes, and
insect.
he still does. I will give credit for this 90s show. He still smokes.
Oh,
a hookah.
does he really?
He spells hello the one time.
Oh yeah,
He
in
hits
the
it.
beginning of it, in the intro. That's right, he does.
Oh.
And she's like hanging from it.
I don't know if it ever happens in an episode.
Probably not.
There are 100
They
episodes.
let him get away with it.
I did not watch 100 episodes.
They let him get away with it in the intro. That was it.
But so there is at least one sign of him
Nice.
still hitting a hookah for this show.
I
Even
missed
if it
it.
is buried in the intro, it's there.
I missed it. He was like eating leaves or something. I was just like, those are pot leaves.
But so Wesley Mann is
They
a
took
guy.
his hookah and he's just sitting there.
I would recommend, again, he's not in a whole bunch of things, and it's always the few things he's in, he's really small roles. But I definitely recommend you at some time. I don't want to do the whole thing where I have to like show you the picture right now. So I'm just taking my word. If you look him up, you'll see him and you'll be like, oh, yeah, I've seen him in something. Yeah. Again, you probably still won't look at him and be like, I know off the top of my head exactly the thing I know him from. You're just going to be like, yeah, I've definitely seen him.
You look familiar.
Yeah.
What are you in?
So, plus again, we have to mention him because he is the character is the reason we're here.
He's why we're here.
Then the next one is John Hoffman. He is our Mad Hatter, who
best character.
Dude, him and the
March Hare are the
best character. Like they make it. And again, I'm sure it's different for boys and girls.
Yeah.
But from the boy perspective, yeah, like I remember the show and I love their interactions and their hokiness and the dumb things they do together. And they're best friends, dude. Like, like as a young kid, like a young boy, you're like,
I was like, that's me and my buddy right there. That's what we would be doing in Wonderland.
Now John Hoffman
causing mischief.
John Hoffman has not done that much else in front of the camera. This was kind of like one of the main in front of the camera things he has. But he is a writer and producer, and he's been all over and done all kinds of things. Nice. Too many for me to fucking go over, but just trust me.
Had a long, lucrative behind the scenes career.
He's done a lot more behind the scenes,
which is a much more stable paycheck. I'm sure.
Now that being said, I want to mention to you one thing that I mentioned to my wife when we were watching this together the other day. Is that to me, this dude John Hoffman as the Mad Hatter, there are mannerisms in his Mad Hatter that tell me that if they wanted to have had an American guy play Drop Dead Fred.
Oh shit! That guy, he would have been awesome.
The American Drop Dead Fred, right? Like,
yeah, he could have.
And no, I don't want to take any credit away from Richard Mayall, the guy who
they did The Office, the British version, the English version.
But the only problem here is that the only character that's British is Drop Dead Fred, so it's not really the same. Being like, let's make the American version. But I'm just saying, like, this dude's mannerisms.
We make the Canadian version. Everybody can have everybody else has like the Canadian accent, right?
This dude's mannerisms were exactly like. I mean, I could have seen him play fucking Drop Dead Fred.
You think he like watched?
I don't, dude. I could buy
like,
that.
Might steal that.
Then our next person that we're going to mention after John Hoffman, Patrick Richwood. That's the guy who plays the White Rabbit.
The hardest working man on this whole fucking show.
Again, all credit to Defunctland on this. Because, again, it's like...
goddamn.
You guys should all go watch it. But it is a 20 to 25 minute video.
Not that long.
Fucking 10 minutes is about this guy and like the things he had to deal with in his role.
He had a bodysuit with a muscle suit with a fur suit
with a shirt with a vest,
a bow tie, his little headdress thing, and then
the pads
for the rollerblades. Yes,
and
that's
then
right.
The rollerblades themselves, because of course
the poor guy.
The 90s-ification of Alice meant the always busy White Rabbit.
And they're always in a studio with those fucking lights and shit. And this poor guy's just in this heat suit.
Literally, the Defunctland video, you learned he trained himself. He never rollerbladed before. He put them on for this character, and then by the time it was done,
I need this check.
He was a master at rollerblading by the time he was done, because you would have to be.
Yeah, because he's not. He does like dance.
Yes, he had to
in the fucking.
He does full. He's never
blades.
not. He's never not in these rollerblades, except for when he's doing
a different character.
Yeah,
like one of his cousins. The robot one. No, the robot has.
Oh no, he does. Yeah, it's the cool one, the cool guy one. Yeah.
Rabbit De Niro.
Yes, thank you, Rabbit De Niro. I knew it was something. It was some kind of actor. All right. Again, this is why I had to tell you guys that we watched that video, because obviously I usually come with some research, but I told Bo, I was like, look, this thing is good.
This guy kind of did it for us,
and so I was like, look, I watched this when it came out. Trust me, if you want to. I was like, if you want to, my exact words
you sent me down a rabbit hole, dude. Like I was like 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm still watching these guys' videos. Like, oh wow, dude, I didn't know freaking Jungle Gyms was like that.
Yeah, I was like, if you want to kick up your research level, watch this. It will definitely get you.
There was a Mouser-size TV show, apparently.
Oh, I knew there was Mouser-size.
Yeah, I did not.
It was during the Jazzercise era. All right. After that, I think the last person we need to really mention, because it's the last of our main like I've named every main character.
Every main character.
The only person that's left, of course, we've already mentioned him, is the March Hare, our second
best character.
He's our partner.
They're a tag team.
And so that's Reese Holland. The reason he was our last is because, you know me, and not only do I do the least research on these people, but I don't have a choice, because there's not usually much to do for them when I do decide to go down the rabbit hole. Although he's a hare. That's not a
hare hole. It doesn't have the right.
No, that sounds dirty.
I don't like that.
But so yeah, Reese Holland though, he is one of those no picture on IMDb. I did look. He only has like a handful of things. Most of them are no name background dancers and things. He just got married and got out. I didn't look. Maybe he got married to someone who does, how that works in Hollywood. Yeah. Sometimes maybe he's married to a producer or something.
Nice. I don't have to work anymore. Fuck the rest of you bitches.
Reese Holland was our last of, like I said, our main cast, our March Hare. Now that being said, it is worth mentioning there was a pretty star-studded guest appearance list for this. We had Pat Sajak.
Oh, I didn't catch that one. I thought you were going to lead off with Willie Nelson.
No, Willie Nelson, the troubadour. Judge Reinhold.
Really?
Yeah. Marley Matlin.
I saw that when she was teaching everybody sign language.
And then, of course,
the one
it's not their fault. It's not their fault.
92, I know, but I want 92. This episode. I want this episode
O.J.
so
Simpson.
bad.
O.J. Simpson. And it's not. It's funny. Like, there are 100 episodes of the show. On Disney, 99. I bet you all can guess which episode
one's not there.
Can't get. O.J. Simpson. Because that guy fucked up so bad, nobody wants to be associated with it.
Happened like a month before?
Yeah, it was
too. It was
really
close. Right after he
for
did that.
Kids. Yeah. It was definitally not good timing.
So bad. Poor Rabbit. It's his hero.
Yeah.
It's like poor fucking White Rabbit sitting in Wonderland. He gets the news. He turns the TV on, fucking sees the white Bronco going down the street.
Well, screw that, and we're officially done with this. So, like we said, this is a format break, so we're not going to be going through piece by piece. But let's talk about some of the things we saw. White Rabbit's not even going to have to watch this on the news. This show was in 92. In the second episode, did you see the phone he pulled out?
Oh, yeah, he had a fucking cell phone.
He pulled out a cell phone.
Like
and not just a cell phone.
phone.
It looked like a razor. And this was 1992. This was like
we have
8 years.
those?
No, this was 8. This was still fucking Zach Morris Saved by the Bell phone.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
See in the future.
So that's what I wanted to say. For a show that had no right to be making the correct call.
White Rabbit is a time traveler, obviously. He jumped ahead to like 1999, got him a Motorola Razr, and came back.
Something, dude.
We all know if you go fast enough, you can time travel.
Yeah.
Superman and The Flash both taught us this.
Just go fast enough, the opposite direction
Yeah.
the world turns.
Exactly.
The same direction if you want to go in the future, but if you're trying to go
Oh,
backwards,
does it work both ways?
Yeah.
Nice. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Come on now. Come on now. And the Flash made it easier. Flash made it easier with the cosmic treadmill.
Oh, yeah.
That's how he does it, so he doesn't actually have to run around the Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know my comics.
The Flash is also your favorite
I guess we're
character, too.
Yeah. We're proving our the fact that we're finally going to touch all realms here. Like we
are
promised.
actual nerds.
Yeah, we definitely do love all of pop culture. It's not just the movies. We just, as we've said before, we kind of nestled into a thing where it got easy.
Yeah, it did. Because movies are easy and they're plentiful and they're always making more.
Well, and as you're already seeing right now, we still struggle with how we should do a show. And we can address this more specifically now that we're done with our preliminary stuff that we usually do. And we would normally be getting into the other part of the episode that we're now not going to be doing.
Right.
This was so insane. Like, how do you do an episode where it's intercut? Like, okay, it's 22 minutes because there's no commercials, right?
Yeah.
22 minutes and what, 5 songs?
Yeah, each
4?
at like 2 minutes long.
Like, to an insane degree songs.
And they don't even match up. The very first episode, the first song, Alice is like, she's trying to do like a story or something for school. And her song is, I went to get cereal and it was empty. I was that close to having cereal. La 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 la. What the fuck did that have to do with what we were just talking to Rabbit with?
It's because I only know this because I had the same thought you did, and I had to double check why. It's because she was this close. I was that close. The whole song are things she was that close to.
Missed it
and
by
she was
that much.
She was that close to having the White Rabbit write
the story for her.
And it's funny because the first time she tried to get someone to cheat for her. The second time she successfully gets someone to cheat for her.
Kinda.
Well, she thinks.
Yeah. I think she got the worst end of the deal there.
But not the second. I guess it was like the third or fourth because she talks to the caterpillar. She talks to a couple people.
She tries to. The caterpillar's like, "No, go write your own damn story."
No, he said, and she was like, "You're right," but then immediately goes and has someone cheat for her. I don't know the lessons Disney's thought they were teaching kids here.
Well, at the end, it's all just a garbled mess. So she's like, "I'll have to write my own story." That's the lesson of today.
Maybe.
I mean, it is because she goes back through the mirror and she we forgot the cat.
Dinah. Well, we didn't forget anything because we don't have a structured flow here. But yeah, she does have a
She's
pet cat.
an important member of the cast. She's in the beginning of every episode.
And the end. The beginning and end.
Beginning and end, right? And this cat doesn't give a fuck. Every time she talks to it, it's just like, eh.
Dinah is the least interested character of anything.
She is a queen, and she does not have to be.
We don't even need this cat. I don't think that's part of anything.
The best part
I don't know
of the
why they did this to us. But yeah, the songs. So this is back to how we how we started here. The songs, like you were saying, though, the only connection I could see back to anything was just usually the first line of the song.
The very first line of it
is like the last line of dialogue before the song started. Like they say it, and then they double up on it.
Oh yeah, because
into a song.
The Tweedledee Tweedledum song, they're like, well, what kind of story should it be? There's lots of different genres. Oh, there's all the different kinds of stories to tell.
You see what I'm saying? It's literally like that's the only tie-in though, because then the whole song will have it will be wildly different.
They just listed like every genre of like storytelling.
Yeah, it was a fever dream. It was wild to watch all this.
Yeah, as soon as it started, like after it got through the intro, and I was like, oh fuck, I remember this and shit. And then the actual episode started, I was just sitting there laughing my ass off, smoking, being like, this was a really bad idea. We shouldn't have done this.
Man, I mean, it was fun to watch.
It was, but
it was just like trying again, like the reason we're here doing our
goddamnedest to say something about it.
Well, just this whole different way of doing an episode, this whole flow, format change is because how do you do this? How do you so the first episode, literally, guys, if we wanted to do the first episode, it could be done in like 15 minutes.
Yeah,
because it's just like, so she talks to the White Rabbit. He makes a funny. Not even a funny. He makes a weird Edgar Allan Poe
weird Raven fucking
reference.
There was a tapping at my window,
but says it like it's his story. And I was like, "Are we dealing with plagiarism?"
It was just the Hatter. He wanted some sugar.
Again, because this is like early '90s educational. I was like, "Are we dealing with a plagiarism episode here?
Right?
What are we doing?"
You can't. It's bad to rip off other people's stuff.
First episode just immediately kicks into plagiarism. Which it really should have, because I guess that would have been the lesson she learned.
Yeah, that's what they're doing.
Because it goes the long way to get there. Because she has everybody write the story for her, just for her to find out.
Should have done it wasn't
worth it. Because now she wasted all that time, and she still has to do her homework.
And too many cooks ruin the soup.
Dude, I love when she had that. So I guess that's the, if every episode has to have the one thing it's built around, I guess that's what it was built around, right? The too many cooks spoil the stew. Spoil the soup? It's spoil. I know it was spoil, not ruin. That's the funny part. Is like when they say that is how it goes. But that's just funny though. Like I thought the same thing, because I was like, I realized just now as an adult, I don't think I ever said the full saying. I always just say too many cooks. I felt weird. I heard it and I was like, that feels alien. I don't know if I've
shortened
ever
it. Where you're like, fuck the rest of it. You get it. Too many cooks.
Well, and it's funny because
fuck shit up.
Even the episode plays it that way, because when she says the full thing, like, because it was the Mad Hatter referencing it to her, and then she says the actual thing, and the Mad Hatter was like, "Oh shit, she did know what too many cooks causes."
Well, it's a good thing you were writing a story and not making soup. Trying to get out of it.
It was so funny. Again, because they're the best. The best characters in the entire show. One character question mark thing that we forgot to mention, and I forgot was part of the show until I started watching this, was Crystal.
Oh, the computer.
Computer.
Yeah, I forgot about that too.
And as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh fuck, like waves of like, oh, I remember this now. They always talk to this thing, and like, again, playing the video game on it. Like it was so this was still the era of weird edutainment where we did like Pee-wee's Playhouse style, right? Like the in-betweens would get wildly dumb and maybe not be educational, but every now and then there would be like little side story skits.
Like we're gonna count
claymation skits, things like that.
The claymation.
And so this was exactly like Pee-wee's Playhouse. Like the caterpillar was telling the Penny style, Penny with the big guy Penny. Like tell me that it gave me the vibes like whoever made Penny for Pee-wee's Playhouse was making the caterpillar's claymation.
Didn't the defunct guy say somebody that worked on this did Pee-wee's Playhouse?
Yeah, but I don't know if it was the claymation guy.
Oh,
that's all I know. Well, most of these people all worked on other kids' programming, and obviously they know what they're doing because they
fucking nailed it.
Killed the 90s with this shit apparently. But yeah, like the claymation and other types of skits came from the Caterpillar or Crystal. Those were the two sources usually of the full
animation.
Other people might tell stories, but we didn't see the stories. You know what I mean? Like, it would still just be them telling a story. But
I miss claymation. They need to bring that back.
But if the Caterpillar were going to tell a story, it was usually like a fully animated claymation piece. Crystal would have an actual like animation because she's a computer, so it would be more like a actually animated.
Caterpillar's doing his shit himself. He's got the clay out and he's sitting there. He's making the little models.
It's all a design in the smoke, dude. You're trying too hard.
Well, they don't let him smoke on camera anymore.
The man blows magic smoke here, right? Come on now. He's just going to blow magic smoke, and that's going to be the end of it. It was one of those things where I couldn't help but watch this and feel the flashback of 90s, not even for just this, but just like
that feeling.
This era of television, right? Like, well, and not... So let's break it down. It's this era of the Disney Channel.
Yeah.
Because if we didn't already mention that, I think we mentioned that. Did we?
Maybe
I don't know. We didn't. This was a Disney Channel original, and we don't mean like the Disney Channel original movies, because that's late Disney. Well, for our childhood, that's late Disney. I guess nowadays that's...
I didn't know the Disney Channel had been around since like the 80s.
Yeah, no, I did, because you were too young to remember, but I remember still being, like, when this came out, I remember when it used to still be a thing. Like, the only reason we all knew that the Disney Channel existed is because of the one time a month that they would give the weekend
the free
for free.
Weekend, yeah.
And, like, because it was the Disney Channel, usually there would be 1 month during the summer that they would have it for free the entire month, because they were...
Because all the kids are off
home.
school.
Yeah. And so, again, tell me that's not a good way to get some parents to buy your channel.
Yep.
Not even for a double reason your kids got hooked on it.
No, I gotta watch my whatever the fuck
but
show.
Also because you, as the parent, you're like, holy shit, they really did save me this summer. They fucking entertained the hell out of
I
these
didn't
kids.
even hear
I got that all the
him.
time. I can always, you know what I mean? Like, so like,
God bless that mouse.
But so this comes
out the way.
This comes from that era, but literally more specifically, especially because you were too young, but you saw Defunctland mention this. This comes from the era of like, this is one of the first original productions that was on the Disney Channel. Like, so like,
wasn't just like old Mickey Mouse cartoons.
Yeah, like it wasn't them rerunning something or reusing something or buying something that was already produced to put on their channel. This was like them paying to produce something for the first time, which meant it was always on. Like that free month I told you that you're too young to remember, when that free month would come around, holy shit balls.
Every 3 hours just in a rotation, there's more of it.
It'd be so 22 episodes, so we'd probably get like hour blocks, because again, this was when the Disney Channel was so low on subscriber count, they didn't care about ending things on the hour.
Yeah.
It would just be like blocks for however long they were. They didn't fucking care.
Here's 4 episodes.
If it ended at fucking 9:08 instead of 9 o'clock, they were like, okay, it ends at 9:08, whatever. You sue us.
The Wild West of cable TV back in the early 90s.
Oh, it was definitely a different thing. But so yeah, dude, like I would say that we used to get like 3 to 4 episode blocks of of Adventures in Wonderland, to be specific.
Adventures in Wonderland.
Because you got to be specific, because it's very different.
It is. It's super different.
Adventures in Wonderland is the most 90s of...
Yeah, it's like we're like because you know it's hip and cool, and we got rapping Tweedledee and Tweedledum and the rollerblading bunny and our Aretha Franklin stand-in,
Dayglow suit wearing March Hare. God damn, I love that suit, dude.
Giant purple zoot suit for Mad Hatter.
Oh, so I read this separately from, and I don't remember if it was said in Defunct. Do you know what the suit was supposed to be based on?
Mm-mm.
It is based on Gene Wilder's Willy Wonka suit.
Oh, yeah, I could totally see that.
The only thing they changed was the color of the top hat.
Yeah.
I was like, God damn, no one is one more thing. One more reason why I fucking
They put
love
a lot of work into something so...
Well, yeah, again, like you lightly touched the sets and the
Can
suit.
we talk about the sets? I loved the sets. We don't do this shit any fucking more. Build fucking stupid sets like this.
Stupid sets.
It's so bright and colorful.
Well, and again, like there's like walking paths that should be in, like today would be in the background in either green screened or painted on something, but not really there. No, these are, you see it and you think that it's not really there, but then all of a sudden you see them walk over the bridge.
Yeah, and
or
you're like,
something,
oh
and you're like,
shit, that actually was there.
It's really there. The
forced perspective of it is all really fantastic.
Entirety, again, we've already mentioned we love the March Hare and the Mad Hatter, but the entirety of their set.
Yeah.
I love the house.
Yep.
I love
the table with the
dormouse.
The dormouse. We haven't talked about him yet.
Pops out of the teapot.
Comes out, says something smart ass, and then just goes back in.
Speaking of you, like the maybe smoking connection of it all. Did the dormouse always look really high?
Oh, dude, every time. He's just like,
he
might as well come up, talk like Shaggy, be like, hey, man.
Towley. Straight up Towley.
No, when she comes back with the groceries, she pops out of the thing. He's like, did you get my grape jam, man?
Yeah, I'm telling you right now. I was just like, I feel like this...
He hangs out with the caterpillar.
Whoever wrote the dormouse was definitely... thinking about some weed.
Everybody on this show was high as fuck. What are you talking about?
Well, no, I don't even mean like the guy who did the part. I just also mean whoever wrote it, like, whoever made the puppet, like the design.
That's
choices,
what I'm saying. Literally the entire production.
It was the. Now let's talk about the Cheshire Cat. This is probably one of my least favorite representations.
Yeah, I didn't
of the
like.
Cheshire
There was
Cat
something
ever.
about the voice I didn't like.
I remember being a kid and kind of liking it.
Yeah, I remember loving it.
I'm just like you. As soon as I heard him talk, I was like,
ooh,
what is this choice? It's lazy. It's weird. I don't know if it's supposed to be a cat.
Maybe it's just because it's the first episode. Maybe it gets better later.
No, because I watched.
Oh yeah, you watched a bunch of it.
My daughter watched 2 of them with me, and she was like, "Well, we're going to watch all of them."
Oh, okay.
now.
Well, that answers the question I was going to ask.
Yeah.
If it's like, do you think it's good for kids to watch now?
Definitely, and maybe not all kids, but Jack even.
Oh yeah, and he's older.
He watched the 2 because he wants to. He may or may not be talking at the end of this. We'll see.
Card
when he
subject
gets
to
home,
change.
we'll see what he feels like. But he wanted to, and so that's why he watches 2. And he said he liked it. But that being said, he checked out after 2. But like right before,
I feel
even right before the second one ended, he was like,
I'm kind of done with this.
But he did enjoy it. Well, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, the songs do help.
They do, but sometimes they hurt. Because again, where like you've already said, sometimes they take you so far away from what's happening that you're
Depends
like, what's
on who's
happening?
doing them.
No,
the Queen is great.
Well, her singing is awesome.
Yeah,
beautiful. The March Hare and the Mad Hatter, their songs are good, even if it's out of place because they're great. The way they interact together is great.
You can tell they both came from the Broadway theater background.
Like they're so commit. Over the top. It's so good. It's so good. But yeah, there's definitely a little,
Alice's is a.
They're always way too out of place.
Yeah.
They take you out of things. They're not the best. Tweedledee and Tweedledum are this close to being offensive
a little bit
because they're like, so hokey rap that you're like, what are we doing?
Like, oh haha, we got the token black guys to do a little rap,
which is definitely the vibe. They're both in hammer pants.
Yeah, they're in hammer pants, like
chains.
Backward caps. It's like we get it.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe over the top. Are you telling me?
Can we give them better rhymes at least if we're gonna fucking do this?
Like, here's my thing. Like, today we probably, like, just to really drive home the diversity, right? We would probably make them be different races. It would be like one black. If we did that, do you think they would still put the white guy in the parachute pants, the chains, the backwards? You get what I'm saying? This is where we get to the subtlety of the racism of it all. I don't think they would. And that's even in today's standards, I don't think they would.
I'm trying to think like a modern filmmaker and what would be the most like least offensive.
The least offensive would...
Do I change what the black guy's wearing or do I let the white guy wear what the black guy's wearing? Which is the one
But here's the thing,
that's going to piss the least amount of people off?
Even if you do, like I said, you'd probably still end up like putting the cap forward, which already starts to get to the point of it all.
Yeah.
What are we trying to... Like, backwards caps is an everybody thing, but that's not how they played it. Anybody
that wears a hard hat wears their cap backward. Just saying.
But yeah, this show was... Again, it's... I don't even know.
Because the bill gets in the way when you wear your
I know.
hat. You put it in the back.
I don't even know where to go from here. Like this show was so wild, dude. It was so wild. The theme song. Let's talk about the theme song. For a minute.
Dude, the theme song was catchy as fuck. I like the theme song, and I love the '90s clip art of it all.
I'll tell you what I appreciate about the theme song: the fact that technically the beginning and the end are different.
Oh, they were. That's right.
It's different lyrics.
Yeah.
It's the same song, but it's different lyrics. Like, the first one is like, we're about to go off on an adventure.
And then the other one is like,
we
now
just
the
finished our adventure.
ends and we're home again.
And I was like, I appreciate the fuck out of the time it took that they told someone, we need you to write
two songs with the exact same fucking music.
One about starting an adventure, one about the adventure being over.
Good on whoever wrote that fucking song.
Oh, they probably got paid $5.
I know, but the skill it takes to take the same exact music and write two different songs out of it.
The other thing about the intro song / just the intro itself, all of the Wonderland characters are essentially always in the same clothes, right? Like,
yeah, they don't really change much.
I think the March Hare might have a couple of different Dayglow suits, but it's always a Dayglow suit, right? Like, everybody is essentially the same. Obviously Alice is going to be in different clothes. She's a real kid. She's going to this world.
She has a wardrobe.
What is the outfit in the intro? Did you see? It's a pink, like, tailed suit jacket. It had the penguin suit tails.
I don't know.
Behind it. Why? Why is that a thing?
They used the screen testing for the costumes. Like, you know, like when they first start, they'll do a screen test, and they just use that footage for the clip art of the beginning and the intro because they had it.
Well, so they wouldn't have
Save
had
some
it.
money.
Listen, so they wouldn't have had it of her. So this is what I also realized, and I don't think this is one of the ones I definitely don't think Defunctland mentions. It started though not as this.
Oh, really?
If you go to IMDb, there's a list of it's like word learning with people in Wonderland or something. It's some dumb thing, but it's got all of the people from Wonderland as characters, but no Alice.
So is it supposed to be like Count Chocula or whatever, or not Count Chocula? From Sesame Street, the dude who counts. One. You know, it's supposed to be like that, but with Alice in Wonderland characters doing words.
Well, and think about it, that's what it is. Idiom.
Oh, yeah, conscientious. I have to be conscientious. Well, we can be conscientious.
So, like, we make fun of it, but that is kind of what the show was. But yeah,
they kind of hit it, though.
The IMDb says that there was, like, first it was that. And so, like, maybe there's something here. The vibe of this just gave me the full-on 90s nostalgia of old school Disney Channel. And
yeah,
so, like,
that's what really made it fun to watch.
Yeah,
it wasn't actually the show itself. It was just that, like,
this whole experience.
I remember this.
It was a fun experience. Yeah, right? Like, it was like the whole thing. And again, like, it made me remember this era of Disney Channel. And I know for you, it's gonna be a little like you'll remember some of it. But it's definitely going to be like a fainter memory, right? Like a fainter memory. But I remember, like, this was the era where, like, they were trying to build up an audience. They were trying to figure out what they were going to do. This being the first one that they really made themselves.
Yeah.
And so, like,
before, like, the Lizzie McGuires and
before all of that. Well, and then you're like, that's a very different style of show than what this is too, right?
Yeah, like, very different.
And again, like, that was the majority of what was on in the Lizzie McGuire era. Was all that style. Like, the movies that they made were that style. The shows were that style. Like, this was
still more like, we're trying to teach kids but make it fun.
Again, edutainment. Yeah. Like, but they also had other shows that weren't necessarily edutainment. And then they also had the throwback shows, and they had
those are the ones I remember the most for some reason, was the throwback shit. Like the Walt Disney presents shit, where he'd, like, give you a tour of, like, Disney World and, like, new shit they're working on.
It's the stuff that used to be on, like, ABC Family, not channel, but the movie night. Remember, it used to be on Sundays on ABC. They would always, and that's been since like the 60s. But yeah, they'd, like, reshow those. They would reshow the old movies, so, like, the Computer Wore Tennis Shoes, the old one, not the remake one. The Kurt Russell one, not the Kurt Cameron one. But yeah, they should, again, because these were things that Disney owned the rights to. They were things that weren't necessarily
Apple Dumpling Gang. They'd show that one a lot.
Because, well, again, like, these are things that weren't necessarily in the vault because they weren't vaultable.
Yeah, but it was
Disney
stuff
movies. or
we own it, we can show it.
Or even like the original Computer Wore Tennis Shoes was still again, it was like The Wonderful World of Disney back in the day. So it was a made for TV movie, not a movie. And so like again, like that one's not vaultable. It's not like in the kind of thing that they did that with, right? And so like the Disney Channel in the beginning, they were just like, let's throw everything we own / can buy the rights to / they weren't really producing their own stuff.
It was just like, but we need stuff to put on 16 hours of
until we
TV time.
while we build up a production of things.
Throw Zorro and Davy Crockett on.
Davy Crockett, dude.
I loved the Davy Crockett
The only reason I even know the intro to that song is because of the Disney Channel.
Yeah.
Davy Crockett, king of the wild frontier. Yeah, dude.
Killed him a bar when
his
he was only 3.
Cap. Yes, dude.
Loved that shit. And Zorro, the old Zorro show. Yes, that was my shit, dude.
And so yeah, the Disney Channel was a wildly different beast when it started, and this was part of
it was better. I liked it better.
This was the evolution to what people know now. And again, like we wouldn't have it without things like this. And this being one of the big ones.
Yeah, this was and it was so cheap to make too, so that really helped.
Yeah. Well, it's crazy how big it was, right? You were telling me like they were on the presidential.
Yeah, like they had like Bill Clinton, and there's the Mad Hatter sitting right behind him, and fucking fucking White Rabbit and
so
shit.
Again, it was
up there
crazy,
with fucking Mr. Rogers and shit.
Crazy big at the time, but at the same time, not a.
Who talks about it now?
It's not even a footnote.
Yeah,
right? People
we
don't
barely
talk about
remember
this.
it.
Yeah. Again, it is such a fever dream of an idea, of a concept. You constantly question yourself on if it's real.
Does it deserve a remake?
No,
you don't want like
this today, dude. Like
you turned it into like one of those bullshit CGI cartoons and milk it off to kids your daughter's age.
But she already likes this one.
Yeah, but all the other kids would be like, "Oh yay, shiny cartoon."
No, that's true. Most kids would not want to.
Yeah.
Well, again, it's fuzzy. You know what I mean? Like watching this on a modern TV, the aspect ratio is wrong, right?
Yeah.
So you're either getting it stretched and really fuzzy, or a tiny box in the middle of your TV.
It probably looks better in the tiny box.
It does. But at the same time, you also feel weird because you have like 6-foot black bars on the side of each. You know what I mean? Like,
might as well just move the chair closer to the TV.
This isn't even like 720. This is is like 280. This is like tiny pixel. This is like super.
I think it's better if you watched it just on your phone.
Dude, I bet you on your phone on a YouTube video, like not even horizontal,
not even
like
just
you know, like
straight up
yes,
down.
dude, portrait, not landscape.
Yeah, probably looks perfect.
It looks great.
Just really tiny.
But it would look great.
Hold it really close to your face.
This is one of those pixel art type things. You know what I mean? Like pixel art looks better on an old school TV than it does on a new one because it smooths. The edges look rounded.
They look better.
So the fuzziness might look a little less on that smaller picture. But yeah, that's probably your best viewing.
They have adapters for that now. You can plug your old Nintendo shit in, and it'll fix all that stuff.
But yeah, so most kids today would probably, if you are other millennials listening to this, and you have, although I guess if you're another fellow millennial, you may or may not have young enough children to care, because I definitely waited a little bit compared to some people.
I noped out entirely.
But yeah, if you do happen to be in the boat I am, and you have kids that are the age range for it, they might nope out of it because it is a quality difference. It is a step down from what they're used to. Like, they can watch YouTube videos
with
better
higher quality. Yeah. I have that in my notes actually about the intro. I was like, oh man, you can do better shit on YouTube now.
Well, dude, and the intro and
the green screening, just like the general green screening in the episode, you could do better now. The very
beginning of the opening of that first one and the intro are super bad.
Yeah.
Like once you get into the full episode for the first one, it smooths out a little bit, and so you can tell that like the intro with the cat
and the still frame of the house. Why does the still frame of the house in the very first shot look so?
It's a still frame. It should
is that
look
what
the best.
it is? It's just a picture and they just zoom in on it.
Maybe, but that to me that at least makes sense. But it still should look smooth because it's a still picture.
Right, but it looks so fucking bad.
It's the worst. So yeah, I feel like maybe some of that was done before and after, right?
Yeah, it had to have been.
Because the difference, or they purposely used a different camera to help give you that vibe difference from like real world.
Oh, the real world's all.
But I feel like if they did that, they did it the wrong way.
I guess.
I think the real world should look the cleanest.
Yeah, it should. It should
because If not, you're implying that she feels like the other world's more real than which is maybe a mind-boggling thing to say about this. That being said, I feel like
we all know the real world is just drab and gray, man.
I feel like the show ends on a really weird one. Or at some point they did. I feel like the show, and no one quote me on this. We only did 2 episodes. I didn't do the full deep dive. My daughter did a couple more, but we weren't.
You weren't really paying attention.
And we weren't near the end either, right? Yeah. Like so. But I swear, I vaguely recall that this show did do a thing where she came back one time, and she wasn't actually in her house. She was like how looking through the looking glass was supposed to be. Like she was on the wrong side of the reflection.
Oh no, everything.
But I feel like that might be like the end. Like they thought they were going to keep doing more, and they didn't.
And they didn't.
But that being a weird twist for a show that had no kind of plot ever, because that's a huge plot device.
Trying to force the network a little bit. Like, look, we left it on a cliffhanger. We have to keep going.
And I might be wrong. That might be some other out. Like maybe I'm misremembering things from my youth. But that's what we're doing here. We're just talking about. We're just
trying to remember shit from 1992.
Well, because that's again like, the vibe. So we've already covered.
I was 5 years old.
Well, we covered the Disney of it all. In that era, but again, like watching this gave me such vibes of just like, because like you keep mentioning, and I keep telling you the word edutainment, because that's not me. That was coined by like the Mr. Rogers when they were doing
it's like sports entertainment. It means nothing to me.
But so like the edutainment of it all, of this, totally just reminded me of like, because you were too young, but I was like the demographic for most of the
like
edutainment.
The perfect age.
Like I was the target audience for most of it. And so like the Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego TV show, Ghost Rider, like we talked about during Rocky, like all of these are things that like this show like I felt like I remember this era of television where like they were like
sitting there like I feel like Ghost Rider's about to come on next,
dude, and I would be down for that. I would have while I was watching it, I literally did stop and take a pause to look up stuff about Ghost Rider, and just as if for me and you, because this is one of those I'd love to say we're gonna do this for the show, and okay, so maybe we will. I just said that.
Yeah, we do it all. We'll back burner it. We'll find something. We'll find a way.
Here's the thing, because I've already told you, for Ghost Rider, it's 4 episode self-contained stories, so we could literally just do one story.
Yeah, one story arc.
And come back to report on the story arc. So Ghost Rider actually works maybe better than a lot of other shows.
Yeah,
to bring to what we do. That being said, I mainly just wanted to say that as I'm not trying to sell, because now that we're 2 times in of me trying to tell you about it, I'm not trying to sell you on it.
Quit digging. You struck oil. It's fine. You're gonna get your money, man.
Well, just to add to the oil, Samuel L. Jackson.
Shut up.
Because I know I didn't tell you that last time.
Take my money. What's the meme?
Yeah.
Take my money.
Fry.
Shut up.
Yeah. It's true. It's Samuel L. Jackson is the dad of one of the characters in that show. So again, like,
I'm your motherfucking dad. Quit talking to goddamn ghosts. I'm sick of these motherfucking ghosts in my motherfucking house.
So yeah, like it could be a very fun thing to go back to, but it's the vibe of this show too. Yeah. Like it's. Again, maybe the show's super on the hokey side, like right, like
after what we just talked. Well,
no. I mean, I'm talking this. show.
This show. Okay.
Yeah,
I thought you were talking about Ghost Rider.
No, Ghost Rider is way better, less hokey,
way more produced.
Yeah. Well, and again, like this is like they walk into, like we've already said, like an acid trip world here. Ghost Rider lives in the real world with just this one supernatural aspect to it, right? Like this is totally like. This is wildly different.
It's like what's that show? Like So Weird. The chick who has
yeah. So it's totally like that kind of vibe, but like with some kid. Yeah. You again, like I said, as dopey as it sounds to be like, you will totally love this early 90s edutainment show. But Bo, you'll totally love this early 90s edutainment show.
Hey, Wishbone.
Well, again, we had.
I love Wishbone. That's fucking early '90s edutainment.
But it's easy to go back to it when you have the nostalgia connection. That's
true. That's fair.
Minus the nostalgia connection, as an adult, you'll still probably go back and enjoy Ghost Rider.
Probably. I am still just a giant child.
Plus, it's all about writing. Writing and reading. And again, like for you as a kid, like that had been the thing. Like, I'm so shocked you never stumbled onto it.
All about books and shit.
Yeah, no, it's about like how reading is super important because
it really is
how these kids conversate with this ghost. If they couldn't read well, They'd never know what he was telling. They have to be able to understand the nuance of what he's saying.
The Shakespeare ghost, they're like, I have no idea what the fuck he's saying.
I should save this.
It's written in couplets.
I love that you said that, and I should save this for if we do a ghostwriter episode. No. I have to say it now.
Oh, okay.
Because this is funny. It's not a Shakespeare ghost. Now, they never say this in the show, but the conjecture of it all is that this is the ghost of the ghostwriter is a ghost of an escaped slave who died after escaping.
Ah, that's cool.
Deep shit. Never said in show. It's only,
but you like imply it.
Well, it's still
in the 90s.
There's a couple insinuation. No, there was a plan to do that. It just got canceled before they got to. Because again, like they didn't want to start with that. They were like, we'll build
up to it.
Yeah. So for the longest time, and for we're about to change. We're gonna stop.
This is now a ghostwriter.
Yeah.
Podcast.
This will be the last one I say about Ghost Rider until we do Ghost Rider. But yeah, so the ghost for most of the show is actually totally just nondescript. You don't know if it's male, female, and it's literally like the only reason they call it Ghost is to have the name Ghost Rider, right? Yeah. Like they could have called it anything else they wanted to. It just needed to be supernatural
Spirit
thing.
Publicist.
Yeah, right. Well, I don't even mean like I mean like they didn't have to tie it to a person. They could like it just any kind of supernatural thing they can write, right? The ghost of it all was because that is a catchy fucking name.
Demon Pin.
That would have worked.
That would have worked good.
But you get what I'm saying? Like they didn't need to call it Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
They didn't need to make it a ghost. And for most of the series, it didn't matter that it was a ghost because they weren't being like this person from this time period.
The Haunted Notebook.
Because essentially what it was just like they had this omniscient person to help them, right? Like so if like there would be again. I said I was going to stop. And I've already sold you on it, so I don't need to do this. But here we are. But so, like,
it's fine. We need to pan for time anyway. It's good.
In true '90s kids television fashion, right? This is what would happen. Like, one kid would get like trapped, not in a refrigerator, but the Punky Brewster of it all here. One kid would get trapped in a refrigerator and need help, right? And so he would. Once you became a part of the Ghost Rider team, you would all wear. They bought each member a pin that was on a necklace. So you always had a pin with you, so you could always write messages to Ghost Rider if you needed to.
It's like a silver pin. Is it dope?
No,
engraved,
I think they were all just these. They were all like white pins, but they all had like hand drawn graphic. Like again, like they didn't. The characters didn't, but like someone in the art department.
Yeah, such a we gotta like personalize these like
each
a kid
one
would.
So that's how it worked. But so like the idea here though is like once the kid's trapped in the refrigerator, he would have a notebook and a pen, and so then he'd be able to write a message to Ghost Rider like I'm trapped and I'm running out of air, and then Ghost Rider would go tell the other kids, hey, you need to go find Carlos, which is again not made up. That's actual. It was because it was like this show. Adventures in Wonderland was the beginning of the like uber diversification, right?
Yeah,
we did have the two black characters, but they were in.
There's three, the Queen.
Well, two of them were in the questionable character roles.
They're basically they're MC Hammer knockoffs.
Yes. So, but
they got
like,
the parachute pants.
You know the era right after this in the '90s because that was an era you remember more when they started just to diversify a cast.
Everybody.
For not no reason. It was to make sure everybody understood, like, we are a
America has everybody in
and
it.
we should be accepting of everybody.
Very unlikely that you're just going to
But they did, like, maybe overly
friends.
push it by saying every single group of friends had every single race that you could think. There had to be a brown kid, a yellow kid. You get what I'm saying. Like, and again, I'm not trying to be offensive when I say those colors. But, like, again, like you think of a cartoon, that's how they would be doing this. Like they would be like, we need one of every crayon color.
Even on The Simpsons, like
the Planeteers, one of every color.
Heart. Poor fucking Miguel.
But
he got the worst fucking power. I get the power of heart.
So Ghost Rider came from that same era. So Ghost Rider did have like one of everybody, right? So there was a Carlos.
The beginning of the diversity movement.
So yeah. I think I'm done with that. I think I've sold you on that enough. I think that was good. I think we definitely run up.
No, dude. No. Fuck the three Floyd's guys. They're always doing creepy shit. Surely they have something with like ghost in it.
Well, we can find something. Yeah, we can find something. Again, like if we do a specific 4-parter story set, like I can find something that maybe
connected to that story.
Because they're usually the way it works is just like just like a Doctor Who, since you love Doctor Who,
I
when
love
they do a
Doctor Who.
4-parter, right? Like the name of the whole 4-parter is just one name.
Yeah, part whatever.
Yeah,
1,
well,
2, 3.
yeah, and so Ghost Rider works the same way. So like again, like I could find
Ghosts of Mars.
well, yes, and so like it would be like for them, there's one that's like
It's my personal favorite one.
it's like
Love
the
that
mouse
one.
and something, because there's like this computer hacker who is calls himself the Mighty Mouse or the something mouse. It's alliterative because it's the 90s. I do believe that short has Julia Stiles in it.
Nice.
Because again, this is the early 90s.
Yeah,
and
90s.
it's like
She was
sometimes
huge
well,
in the
this was way
90s.
before she was huge. Dude, this was she was like 12. This is like early.
It's like
they all have to start somewhere. Is what I'm
who's
getting at.
she was in Punks. Remember that fucking Disney movie?
Yes.
What was that chick's fucking name? God damn it.
It was shortly after my time, so I know what you're talking about, but I don't know people from it.
I've drank too much beer. I can't think of her fucking name. It'll come to me in like a week.
It's all good. So at this point, we have talked about Disney. We have talked about Adventures in Wonderland. We have had a lot of fun. This has been a wildly different episode from what we normally do. It was a lot of fun. I hope everyone listening has enjoyed it as much as we had doing it. I know that maybe we got incoherent at times, but this is to show you two things. One, there's a reason why we do usually stick to a straight down the line commentary of the movie after we do the actors. It's because the more you drink, the more it helps to have a very specific set goal of
what
conversation.
you're getting to. I feel we've been a little all over the place.
We've darted around for sure.
It's fun though.
So we do apologize, but we also just didn't know any other way to do this. We know we included a lot of other things. If you like this format, let us know, because maybe we'll start doing movies this way.
Oh, yeah.
We don't have to do what we do. We do it because we feel like it's better for you. But if you enjoyed the all over the place conversation,
just talking nostalgia bullshit, yeah,
then let us know, because we can definitely start hitting, because that's sometimes the reason why we have too long a run times on some of these, is because we do too much of that.
Yeah. And then then we feel like, oh shit, we gotta finish the movie.
So if you do like this, let us know, because we could drastically cut down our record time, our production time.
We might cut into their chore time though.
This is why I'm saying we need people to tell us.
They might like us to do the 2 hours because they're like, I'm cleaning my fucking house.
This is exactly why we need people to tell us which they prefer.
Which leads me, perfect segue into my bullshit, right? The like, comment, subscribe.
No, we're not there yet.
Do all that shit.
We still got plenty, dude. We're not.
We've
good? Not talked about the next beer. We do. Slow down, because before we get to any of that, I also wanted to take a moment to address to the people, and maybe specifically the guy. And I feel bad because I didn't. Well, I don't feel bad.
No, don't feel bad. Fuck that guy.
I didn't take the time to look at his name because I don't care. I do know he has his own YouTube channel, and this is funny.
Hang on. He might be colorblind. Maybe we might have a little.
Well, I'm not even calling him out just for the fact that he got the hair color wrong, but all around, I'm calling this dude out. So if anybody has looked at the some of the most recent shorts, we've been getting some comments, and that's great. I love interaction. I don't even care if you want to troll us, but if you're going to troll us right.
Yeah.
So some dude came at me for my hair, and he was like, pink hair, dead, right? He put the skull, dead, I'm dead. First off, it's not pink. Maybe. And right now, I can forgive you.
Dead? Like, does he mean like, oh, I'm like dead, like anime dead, it's stupid? Or like, I'm dead, you're so hot? Maybe he like thinks you're cute.
No, Bo. Nobody does that for, no.
I don't know how the internet works.
The emoji is definitely for like, I'm dead, like that's stupid. You're good. You're good.
I was trying, man. I was trying. Trying to turn it into a positive.
Well, I don't even care. Well, you're trying to turn a thing into a positive that I don't care about. I'm trying to tell the people how it's so stupid. So it doesn't. I don't need the positive spin on it. I don't. It doesn't bother me at all.
Don't need a PR guy right now.
When the first comment comes in that is actually beating me up, that's when you come in with the spin. When I don't care, it's okay. You don't need to put a spin on it. But yeah, this dude came at me for my hair color. First off, here's my thing. I've been doing this off and on since high school. You got to come at me with more than just stating the color of my hair and saying it bothers you. Holy shit, have I heard worse than that. Secondly, we're on the internet. You should come stronger if you're coming at somebody.
Especially with like all the other hairstyles I have seen on the internet that are way worth more ridicule than yours.
But then lastly, like I said, the part that maybe bothers me the most is just, look, I've been pink, and I understand right now it's like orangish pink and lots of weird colors in between. It's kind of
fading into like a copper color, really.
But I had freshly touched it up before the Rocky
video,
episode.
Right?
It was red as, and the video looks red as red can be. So, buddy, check the monitor settings, buy a new one. I don't know what it is you need to hear.
His brightness was turned all the way down. You looked super saturated. It made it look pink.
If it was saturated, it'd be more.
That's right.
Contrast. I think contrast would have to be off for it to look pink. But yeah, my thing is just, dude, try harder.
There's little knobs on your monitor for a reason.
Because you obviously came at me.
Oh wait, they're not even knobs.
Yeah,
anymore.
no. But you obviously came at me thinking that was the kind of insult that might bother someone. And I know I'm here talking about it, and that might. And sure, some of you are
laughing about it. There's a huge difference.
But you know the internet
between being bothered and laughing about.
You know the
something.
internet. Some people are.
You mentioned it. You got to him.
And again, I'm just wanting you to I'm just wanting people to understand. I don't even care if you want to come at me. I love a troll, right?
Brother, all you did was buy us 5 more minutes on the show.
But all I'm saying is if you're gonna troll, be good at it.
Yeah, fuck, try harder.
Look, I'm a dude whose last name is Ham. If you don't think that I've been made fun of my whole life, and I'm going to tell you right now, since I was 12, I've been encouraging people to step up their game.
Yeah, like,
because
come
again,
on.
I've heard it. I've seen it. And again, I've been dyeing my hair since I was like 17. I've heard it. I've seen it. We live in a small town with a lot of hicks and rednecks. They all got something to say.
Yep.
I've heard it. I've seen it. Do better. That's all I'm getting at. Do better. The one guy who did before was even better than him, where he was just like, he tried to mock it for like looking like I was trying to get attention, and it was like, well, I am.
Yeah,
and you're
that's
here.
The whole,
and I
it
did
worked.
what it wanted.
I remember that guy.
Yeah, that one was better.
That probably at least pissed him off so bad. He was just like, oh, God damn it, he's right. I did pay attention.
Feed into the algorithm and say something.
Damn it.
That one was better.
I gave him what he wanted.
Right? Like, because that one, like, I at least had, like, that guy tried.
My favorite is still Justin Silverman, just because I know who that is.
Yes. So,
and his was at least semi kind of related to the episode.
It was technically right, but also we were calling out a bullshit piece of bullshit movie lore.
Yeah.
And it's bullshit. Just because you know the truth, you knew what we were wrong about doesn't change the fact that it was bullshit.
Actually does.
And a thing that most other people agreed with, like the short speaks for itself. I do believe we have more likes than dislikes.
Yeah.
I think most people agree with what our take about it was. So, yeah. Mainly being here, though, like, we love a troll. We love it. Yeah. But we want you guys to try.
Yeah, just be clever. If you want to troll, my best suggestion is find the thing that you want to pick at us about. Stop. Think about it for about 10, 15 minutes. Mm-hmm. Then make your post.
If you're going to be a successful troll,
don't be like a gut reactive troll. That's where you mess up and get the pink hair stuff.
Well, the only time you do that
really put some thought into
is if you're a big enough troll that you've got, like, people are following you as a troll.
Because you're a
then
troll.
You can throw out any first thing that comes to your head. If you're not that guy yet, think it out. You want to you want to entertain people. Entertain them.
Come on, man.
I'm almost willing to bet that if we can get people to go to the YouTube video and see the comments, mine will get more likes than his. My response back to him.
Probably. Rib me, motherfucker. Put some effort in. I got thick skin.
Look,
Bring it on.
Look, I want you to get if it's going to help me in the algorithm, I want it to help you in the algorithm.
Yeah, that's the thing. If we both kind of bicker back and forth,
it helps everybody.
We all kind of get over.
But if you're not creative enough, I don't even want to put the joke time.
Yeah, if you're not going to try, I'm not going to try either.
It's not good for anybody. All right, now, Bo, I think we've officially
after
finished
we've done
for
the
time.
troll bit. And tried to
I think
them.
Now this is still going to be compared to most of our episodes, and maybe the last well, not the last couple, but definitely the baseball. We've got 2 in the last month that have gone way
long.
But so this will be way short. So we're helping to bring that average for season 2 back to where we want it. That's what this episode's good for.
Hour and a half.
Yeah.
Somewhere in that area.
No. Our average for season 2 is still 2 on the dot. But this is keeping it at 2 and not 2.5.
Perfect.
Hey, for where we were at the end of season 1.
It's still not as bad as the ones where we've got, it's like, oh shit, we're closing on 4 hours.
No, that's what I'm saying.
We need to wrap the fuck up.
That's the end of season 1. That's what I'm saying. Like, we're still doing better.
We're too comfortable. Let's go.
So we're doing, like, even our worst of season 2 way better than our worst of season 1.
So we're
learning.
Okay. We're reeling it.
I'm just saying that this episode really helps us reel in the average.
Yeah.
Which is good. We need that every now and then. Jack here to say a little bit. You know the rules. If he decides to watch whatever we talk about, he gets to talk about it too. And of course, he decided, hey, if this exists on the Disney Channel, I can give it a chance. So, Jack, what did you think about Adventures in Wonderland?
In the first episode, they Alice did jump ropes.
She did, yeah. You like the jump ropes?
She thinks she was doing it to 100.
Yeah. Who was your favorite character?
The twins.
Tweedledee and Tweedledum?
Yeah.
You like Tweedledee and Tweedledum?
Yeah.
Bo and Daddy said our favorite characters were the Mad Hatter and the March Hare. So the guy with the crazy hat and the bunny with the bright pink suit. Did you like those guys at all? Or you solidly Tweedledee and Tweedledum?
I like those.
You like them too, but you like Tweedledee and Tweedledum more. Yeah. They played video games.
Oh yeah.
Right? Is that why you liked them more?
Yeah.
Yeah. Jack's gotta love somebody who loves some video games.
That's crazy. Why do Alice stays in the her room in the episodes?
She is in her room when she goes to Wonderland, so that way people don't know she's going to Wonderland.
Oh.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because if she didn't do that, they'd be like, where'd she disappear to? But if she's in her room, they just think she...
Oh.
If she's in her room, they just think she locked the door and said, I'm just hanging out in my room.
And is it weird? Why is the, little bug, green bug?
The caterpillar?
Yeah. So big and so green.
You need to watch the movie because there are things in the movie that show Alice gets big and little, like Ant-Man. She grows.
Oh, yeah. Then, and
so when she saw the caterpillar, she's supposed to be this big, and so that's why he looks really big. Now, in the show, I can't tell you. There's no explanation. She doesn't do anything to shrink. The caterpillar is just there. You brought up something me and Bo didn't even think about. That's totally a good point. That she should not be the same size as the caterpillar. She should be bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, again, she didn't drink anything. She didn't do anything to make herself small. I think that's good. You got anything else you want to say about it?
Hit the bell button.
That's right, bud. Okay, guys. Obviously, we have to talk about the spear. Sawstone, another one, knocked out of the park.
It was good.
Love this. Maybe a little light for people who normally drink like a hazy IPA has like a really.
Say all the ones we've had have been kind of like the thicker, I guess.
And the flavor stays longer, right?
Yeah.
Like this one, and it's not a problem. It finishes really light.
You drink 3 drinks and then it's water. You can just go right
in
through
the best kind of way. We got on that note our next movie. Sorry, guys, we know. You might have had fun today. Maybe you didn't. Maybe you're ready for us to go back to a movie. I don't know.
I still don't know nothing about Adventures in Wonderland. They didn't tell me at all about that first episode.
As we're recording this, it's too early for us to know if we're changing format. So as far as we know today, next week we're back to normal. Maybe we hear enough from you guys that next week
we pivot.
We do more like this, but with a movie. Who knows? It's going to be a surprise. As of talking to you today, it's probably going to be normal. It's going to be like we're used to.
I would imagine at least the next 2-3 episodes are going to go back to normal.
It'll take a while for people to, feedback. As much as we wish you guys all listened immediately, a lot of you don't.
Oh, that's million subscriber people who get immediate feedback.
So it still takes a while before we hear
our diehards from you guys. Have to be like, oh fuck, there's a new episode.
But for the movie to transition back into what we normally do, our movie is I'll hit the movie this time because I'm excited because
this
as much as Bo picked Adventures in Wonderland, which was again we knew We knew it was going to be Alice. We didn't know where we were going to go. Bo got very excited.
Did you enjoy my mad fever dream of an episode? This is all my fault.
This movie was mine. I saw this and was instantly like, I know what I want to do because I love this movie, and it's been I don't even know the last time I've seen it, but I remember laughing so much when I used to watch it.
I've seen it one time.
Really?
They put it on the. Remember when Comedy Central would do their like secret stash and like unedited videos and shit? I saw it one time on there, and I thought it was the funniest fucking shit.
I used to watch this all the time back in the day. I love this. We're gonna keep saying
you
this.
gotta tell them what it is.
We're gonna watch Dead Man on Campus.
Nice,
which is a great one. Go ahead and tell them the beer before we say anything else about it.
We're gonna be doing with our Dead Man on Campus. We've got Rogue Dead Guy Ale.
That's right, Dead Guy Ale.
And I like the little
dead. You get it.
And it's even got like a little. He's got like the little Pope hat, skull holding
a nice
beer.
Little picture. Yeah, Dead Man on Campus. It's a great one.
I was about to be like, what kind of beer is it? It's fucking ale. God damn it.
Yeah. It's a Dead Man on Campus being a great one because it's a nice Zach Morris.
I was gonna say it's Zach, isn't it? From
Mark
Saved
Paul
by the Bell.
Gosselaar. It's like one of his first truly trying to depart himself from what everybody thought of characters, right? Because this is still like I think it was 96. We've not done research. We're not there yet.
No,
we're still just talking off the top of our head. But I think it was like 95, 96. And so like this is like shortly after the college years and the Zach and Kelly got married movie. Yeah. So I mean he's really finally trying to divorce himself from Zach Morris. I'm not that guy.
Has he done Firestarter yet?
I don't know. It's right around that same
His face when he does the fire shit cracks me up every time. He's just like, oh.
Well, but so yeah, this was
all I remember from that movie.
We'll see if Dead Man on Campus holds up as well as we
remember.
Hope it does. I do remember it being really funny.
I do too. I remember laughing my ass off.
That being said, it could be the kind of thing that we were young and it's like super
easy to make me laugh.
Well, super sophomoric comedy.
A lot of fart.
Maybe we don't laugh as much.
There's a lot of fart jokes and shit. And we're like, oh, I remember.
Well, I mean, I totally remember that the one dude's thing is just that he makes that weird mouth sound. You know
I do now. Why'd you remind me?
The one of the roommates that failed. Yeah.
I'd have killed him. Fuck, killing himself.
All right. On that though, I think we are definitely done, Bo. You got anything special message for him before we leave?
Special message. Please tell us if you liked the new way we did this. Always like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, do all that stuff. I don't really have a joke for this other than I felt like I just did a hit of acid before we watched this shit.
No joke to close it out because the show is a joke enough.
It's hip and cool